Hey Saber fans, Tony here from Running Sabers, and today I'm reviewing an OWK from Korbanth. I installed this with proffie, Neopixel connectors, Neopixel stuff, 22mm bass speaker. So this is Obi Wan lightsaber from the Phantom Menace. Now this lightsaber is very, very unique because I used to watch it a lot as a kid. Phantom Menace is one of the movies I watched a lot on repeat, and I jump on my bed all the time. And with the transforming lightsaber I got when I was like a kid, and I was, wishing it was this lightsaber. Now when I bought this lightsaber, it was about 2 years ago on a Black Friday market sale. It was like buy one get one free. Or something like that. And so I bought this lightsaber and LS6, and my friend split the cost, and we both been, but this is the lightsaber I was like looking for. And so originally it came with a really crappy button, and I was like, and I had to drill the retention screw in it, and it wasn't lined up correctly. So as the alignment goes, the red button is supposed to be between the grip section here is supposed to be aligned with the red button and between the gold knob. So it's supposed to be right in the center. The way that it was aligned was the red button was where the gold one was, and so I had to sand down the threading on it to make sure that it was lined up perfectly. And I was like, but the thing is, I'm right-handed, so naturally I'm wanting to put the button on this side so I could just tap it and hold the lightsaber and stuff, but I was like, do I want that versatility versus accuracy? I'm very stickler for accuracy, so I of course went with that. And then I had to drill a retention screw, which is the opposite of where the button is, and so I had to drill and tap retention screw there. There's a few underneath buttons that I just drilled and screwed and stuff, but nothing too bad. Now this build itself is ridiculously tight. It's like a ship in a bottle because everything is so small. I think you only have 7/8 of an inch in the entire diameter of the inside, and so I had to put a 22mm speaker in there. But you have all your proffie, all your battery and stuff. I've seen people do crystal reveals on stuff on this, but I did not want to do that. Overall, it's a pretty sturdy saber. The button that Korbanth gives you have to glue on, and I didn't really like that because I tried it with my Darth Maul lightsaber and didn't really like it. So this time I got one replica's button. It's called a blanking cap. It's like $20, but completely worth it. So you have full tactile range, you can thread it in, you can glue it wherever, but it's a fantastic thing. Now, the greeblies here were shine through originally, and I decided to paint them because I didn't want any shine through coming through, but also I have a normal Neopixel connector. I didn't go with stock Neopixel connector because you can probably never see the inside of the glow anyways because of the blade plug that I have on it. Now, with this saber, I've seen multiple people install it, like several times. I've had Shamim, when I first watched his saber video, it was a Nano Biscotti. It was the same lightsaber. This is the original Parks version of the episode 1. There's the newer version that they sold, I think, last year around this time. And so, but this is the original, the old version. So you have the 1-inch blade adapter and then the 7/8 blade adapter. But I'm using the 7/8 blade for this build. This one's very weird because I didn't want any like random blades or this and that like my personal one. I have very set specific sound fonts and specific blade styles. Most of these blades, I think, if not all, are blue, or different variants of blue. But the reason why I like this lightsaber so much is there's a behind the scenes on the original 2006 DVD releases, and on the bonus disc you could see a documentary of the making of. And so Ewan McGregor, in the middle of choreography or whatever, he got to choose his lightsaber, and it's the most, I guess, immersive thing I've ever seen, and I can't hype it up enough. But he gets to pick out his lightsaber amongst like 7 hilts, and those 7 hilts are what are classified now as the clan hilts, and they're called that because they don't really designate for one user. This was technically a clan hilt at one point until Ewan McGregor picked it, and so he went through all of them and felt it around and spinned them a few times, and he picked up Shaq T's, or what as Kai-Dai Moondai's lightsaber, and stuff like that. But he ultimately chose this one, and the cool thing about that is the greeblies on the bottom of this lightsaber are very reminiscent to the ones on his Ben Kenobi lightsaber, which are used in New Hope, as well as the Episode 3 Obi Wan lightsaber. And so I find that very, very interesting. And so I absolutely love this lightsaber. It was such a thrill to install. I literally installed it today. I got the button today, I got all the parts, and I was like, I'm gonna grind and get this all done. And I hope you enjoy it and get as hyped as I am, especially seeing it soon. So let's put a blade in it. Alright, now going into this beautiful saber and the fonts I put on it. So the first font is TPM by K-Sith, and that's also the second font as well. With the first font, I have force effects that only pertain to the first part of Phantom Menace, where Obi Wan and Qui-Gon are inside the Trade Federation ship, and they blast and stuff, and then Obi Wan's quirky with the words and stuff. So I have that for our next font, for our first font.
Check it out, Corporal. We'll cover you. Roger, roger.
So for the first act of the movie, whatever, I wanted a lighter blue, which I think suits the lightsaber very well. It doesn't get dark, it does not quite like the navy blue as you see in episode 3, but it also has like a flicker, which I don't quite like, but I still like the light blue on the saber a lot. Now for carrying over the force effects.
Master, destroy it!
don't know how well you guys can see the blasters, but that's there. It's a wonderful font. It's probably one of my favorites. Very accurate too. And so then we have, of course, color changing. You tilt down and twist. You can do whatever color. Since all I have is blue, you know, blaze on this lightsaber, I'll go through. Let's do a green. Let's do a greenish. That's a yellow. Anyways, but you get the idea. But yeah, such a very good font. Now that's supposed to do the first half. Now the same blades font, but different style, is the duel between them. So that's the drums for Darth Maul, like pacing in front of the shield doors, and then Obi Wan. So this is a darker blue. I like the darker blue better, but I also feel like the lighter blue is more accurate. But yeah. Same font. With this force effects, I only have 3 of them, and they're more towards the battle on Naboo. Defeat Maul. Let's see if I get another one. And Qui-Gon dies. So this also has lightning block, which you double tap because 1 button mod. You can increase the intensity by the angle of the blade and localize it if you tilt upward, centralize it, let go. Now this also has melt. Now I didn't show melt on previous videos, and I think right now is perfect because melt was inspired by when Qui-Gon Jinn is cutting through the door in Phantom Menace and he twists his hilt and then tries to melt those doors down. Well, that feature is based off that, and so what you need to do is stab. Oh, I did it. And to increase the intensity, you just rotate your hilt. So there's melt. It comes with default with all the proffie features. I just haven't shown it because I just completely forgot about it. So that's that feature on there. And I was going to do some lockup for you. Very accurate lockups. And then the track for this actually is almost the full battle of Duel of Fates. So K-Sith did an amazing job because the track on this is crazy accurate. It's about 9 minutes long. It's the entire scene, and I couldn't geek out more, because if you time I won't do it now, but if you time the force effect right of him screaming no and with the audio track, oh, it's so good. Anyways, next font.
Always a pleasure to meet a Jedi.
So this is Juan Sith's Attack of the Clones font. Now with this font, when he fights Jango, he's on Kamino, and so I'm like, I want a rain blade on here, but I didn't do the cyan light blue, I did a darker blue, so the white rain pops up better. So I made the custom boot sound and added different force effects to it. So yeah, the track on here is Jango Escapes. So we'll play that real quick. You can see all the rain on it. I have a blast disperse on here, not the normal one, because the rain I think would diffuse it. Oh, that's dry. So this is the battle between Count Dooku, Anakin, and Obi Wan. I wanted to capture that. In this one, it's the same font, Attack of the Clones from Juan Sith, so sorry. But it has force effects and stuff like that from that battle instead. Also, I have a lighter blue because I decided to switch it up a bit. Even though it's a blue, I mean...
Good job.
Some pretty good ones on there. Ah, it feels so good in the hand.
Hello there.
So this is Negotiator by, well, at least the boot sounds by Font by Fours. I think I replaced it to have the bold one font overall, but I liked some of the force effects and I liked the overall boot sound and stuff, so I kept that. Because this lightsaber was used in Legends during the Clone Wars, I decided to put some Clone Wars fonts on there, as well as, it's Obi Wan's lightsaber, so why not? But this is supposed to idolize him in Legends using this lightsaber. Also light blue, because Clone Wars was always a lighter blue lightsaber. Yeah, reason why I was cautious on installing this one originally was A, because of the button, and B, I didn't want the config to have less features because of that. But one button with proffie allowed me to do all these features with that one cherry red button, and so I'm very, very pleased with it. So next font. Next font I believe is Light by K-Sith, but I styled it to be Obi Wan during TCW when Satine passes away. I was just kind of experimenting with fonts. I might keep it, I might not, but...
You can kill me, but you will never destroy me. It takes strength to resist the dark side. Only the weak embrace it.
So that was that. The track is when Satine... Well, it's called Maul Breaks Obi Wan. And so... Yeah. Darker blue because TCW blades are a bit darker. Now, the force effects are ones that I clipped from that. I clipped from that episode. If I can get a different one than that one.
I never planned on killing you, but I will make you share my pain.
So yeah. So you have another one? No. Next up, I Will Cry. So this is the bold one by K-Sith. I was like, why not? It's a good font. Put it on episode 1, Obi-Wan, not just episode 3, Obi-Wan. So, yeah. Darker blue, of course. It has the original just force effects on there, not the quotes from episode 3, because it's not an episode 3 lightsaber. So, there's that. I have a Ben Kenobi on here by Kyberphonic, Obi-4, specifically. It's kind of a medium blue, not quite the dark blue. Very nice. Yeah. So, very nice indeed. Next up, Spitfire by Mad Cow. Now, this is a CFX font or whatever, but I converted the font names to proffie, so I can have it on proffie. And I saw a video on this a while ago. Some guy who had it on Anime Scotty, and he put Spitfire on that board. And of course, there's an LED inside and stuff like that. But I was like, I'm gonna honor that video that I saw. It was only like 30 seconds, maybe to a minute. But I was like, I'm gonna put that on my saber. So it's a flame blade. Or I guess unstable depending on what you classify it as, but this is technically a flame blade. Now this one's responsive to the angle of the blade, but what changes is the intensity of the fire. Now this is what it's normal speed, pointed upward, which is pretty fast. Now if you tilt it downward, it slows down. So you can see that. It's a bit slower. When you pick it up and going against gravity, it picks up the sputters on the flame, which is quite nice. I like it a lot. Very, very cool. But, yeah. No rainbow blades on this one, nothing too fancy, because I want it as accurate as possible to Obi-Wan's journey and Phantom Menace. So, those are the blade styles. A lot of blue ones again, but it was a wonderful time to install this, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will do commissions on this. They're it's gonna be a bit more pricey because it's such a small, interior diameter. The newer ones they make are way better and easier to install, so I definitely recommend that. Please like, comment any questions you have about the build, any fonts that you're interested in. Please share with fans, family, anybody that loves the stuff I'm doing. Subscribe, it'll help the channel a lot, and I greatly appreciate it. As always, have a wonderful day, and may the Force be with you.